Hi, welcome back to the table. It's Amy with Notes from Past Amy. I don't think I can wait any longer. This process started back in March, just about exactly 3 months ago, actually. It is so exciting. I was confirmed as a finalist, I don't know, somebody who is going to get this done on my anniversary, and then, things just kept happening, and here it is, almost my birthday. It's a little bit early, but not very much, and it is done. And I can't wait to see it. So it's going to be a complete surprise, and I want to have it on video. I mean, not my face, but I would love to hear my reaction, and I want that captured so that I can go back to it and hear it forever, because it's going to completely be a surprise. I know it had urushi work done to it, and I know what it looked like when it started, but it's completely different now. You can't see any of that original color, and I don't know what color the urushi is and what exactly was done to it, so I'm very excited. We've got a reused label, so let's keep that information private. We'll just open it here on the bottom, gently. This came from Australia, and shipping time was so fast. He sent this about a week ago, and that's really good. That's faster than Amazon these days. So I know people have same day, next day, whatever, Amazon. Ours, we're doing good to get it in a week, so super quick shipping. I did make a special trip up to the post office to get it because, how could I not? I didn't want to wait till next Thursday when I'm running errands, so here we go. Oh, look, he's got like a little card in here that he printed on a little mini printer probably. So it started as a platinum meteor or shooting star. This was printed June 7th. Okay, I wonder if that's the day it was finished. Decoration, sweet amber. Urushi run was the April 4th to June 7th run. Those are the dates he actually worked on it, not when people were being selected for the process and such. He wanted to practice, and he needed pens to practice on, so that's how we all got selected. And it looks like he used the Kuro Tamanuri technique. There are 5 lacquers, 19 layers, 5 to 7 hours, 51 sessions, 64 days total. And this is I'm pretty sure that's his Reddit name. Very, very nice to have. I did not know that would be coming with it. Looks like we've got some sort of a letter here. Do I open it now? Do I open it later? I'm going to open it now. I don't know if I'm going to show it, but who knows if this will ever air. So I'm going to do things in the order I'm feeling them. Handwritten. Oh, how beautiful. On a graph sheet. This reminds him of his childhood days when he was walking on the cold beach of the Baltic Sea, collecting scattered real amber pieces. So amber must be the color of it then. I hope the pen color will remind you of something interesting. Oh, I'm afraid it does. Keep the pen away from UV light and hard surfaces. After washing it away, it must be always dry as well. This way the urushi will shine pretty much forever. This was June 6th. Okay, so I will give her the birthday of June 6th. If it really is an amber color. Yes, I'm afraid it does remind me of something. Our chickens, assuming this is the amber color, as it kind of all indicators are pointing it to be, that is the color of our chickens. And they were all killed by a dog that got into the yard this week. We don't know how it killed the little baby ones that we were raising. They were only 2 months old. They were in their own separate pen, like all locked up, and somehow it got those ones as well. And the only one that survived, we thought they'd all been killed, but then I was leaving for prior commitment a couple hours later and found the last one out in the yard. And she is an amber colored. We had 3 gray little baby ones as well, and the 3 older ones were actually more of a golden color. They were our layers, of course, because they were 2 years old, and the dog killed and ate those ones, but it just killed the babies for fun. So the only one we have left is an amber colored one, and her name is Honey. She was already named as a baby. The kids we got her from named them as they hatched, or maybe before they hatched. I don't know. We have a little birth certificate they wrote us on a piece of paper and such. But the one that survived, somehow, I don't know how in the world she survived, but her name is Honey. We lost Grace and Bumblebee and the 3 gray girls as well. But that seems like an appropriate name for this pen that I haven't even seen yet. I miss the chickens. They were kind of my pets. But anyway, yeah, do not trap me. It looks like honey. I don't think I've ever seen an urushi pen like this with the 2 colors. It's a little bit wet. Do I have a cloth? There we go. Was I supposed to match these socks yesterday? Yes, I was. But it didn't get done, so. Oh, it's pretty. I would say it actually looks a little bit more like Bumblebee, but we don't have Bumblebee anymore, so let's just go with Honey. It does look a lot like Honey, too. Oh, that's the converter section. And there is no converter. There is a little more condensation, though. It's a little bit yellow. Interesting. Okay, because there was a touch of blue on this, and now it's kind of a greeny color. Hold on. There's a little bit in here, too. Oh, it is lovely, isn't it? The photos that he kept updating us with were black and white for the longest time on these 2 pens, so we didn't exactly know. For a while, it looked like one was going to be black, and it looked like one may be red, and then I kind of wondered if one would be a golden color, but it did not have this brown. Like, oh, this is pretty. I don't have anything like this. Okay. What a nice guy. Okay, I emailed because I could not figure out how to get the cap off, and how many of you were screaming at me, it's a snap cap. Yeah, it is. Look at that. So pretty. Beautiful, beautiful work. Yeah, my nails are a mess. I've had VBS all week, and I've been helping with the crafts. Plus, I've been helping my sister with her garden. And I'm a musician, so yeah. Beautiful nails are not in my future. Ah, so pretty. Okay, so I used a different pen. This does not have a special grind on it. It's just the Platinum Fine. This was not in the deal. No nib grinds. Just the urushi work. Just, yeah. As if that's some small thing. So I used this. What is this? It's a Yovo nib with a Gina Salarino grind. It's a perspective with some sort of beautiful shimmery ink in there. But I put not platinum, Pelican 4001 purple in here. Violet is called Violet. It's purple. And it's much, much lighter than I had expected it to be. See? Much, much lighter. Well, what do you know? But that's kind of new. So, like, within the last 6 months since I've made a video. No, I think I've made something a little bit more recent, but not a lot. So let's run through these. I have very strong opinions on all these. So if I were just to run through them, flat top, whatever matches the pen, unposted, cartridge converter, bottled inks, flashy pens, no ink window, journaling pens, and travel pens. Special custom grinds over, it doesn't matter what kind of nib. Planner for everyday, journaler for like special occasion, fancy, get creative. Haven't used either of the number 12s. If I'm using a gold nib, I usually tend, yeah, sure, to expect it to be flexible. So soft. Shade, sheen, shimmer is my favorite, although I do love shading as well. Shimmer if I had to pick one. Maker pens. Standard edition pens, as in like a black, a blue, a yellow, a red. No, I don't have. I have one. My Pilot, the clicky one. This is the only like boring color pen I have. And I don't use it very much, partly because it's a basic boring color. So we're going to go limited edition, because that's how you get the non-boring colors. Demonstrator or non-demonstrator? Non-demonstrator. New or used, I have about half new and half adopted, so both. Pen and ink match, yes, because if anything goes, how do you remember what's in there? Vintage are tiny, usually, so modern. I have to do modern because I just can't hold on to those little teeny tiny ones. Okay, these are flipped. I accidentally put 17 where 18 goes and 18 where 17 goes. So, just in case you're wondering what that's for. All right, now if we talked through this and made it take a little bit longer, and actually like gave you reasons behind preferences and things, I'm sure I have words in there, even though I don't think I do at the moment. Flat top pens or cigar shaped. I'm not going to reject the cigar shaped. I do have an SD. I do have a Le Bon 325. I have a couple, but generally speaking, all of mine are flat top, and I much prefer the flat top. Gold trim or silver trim, I touched on this when I went through a minute ago. Whatever matches the pen. This would actually look really lovely with a gold tone nib because of the colors of the body. I want it to just look like the whole picture in itself. Can I change this? I don't know. This one is just kind of special the way it is. And as long as it goes with the pen and doesn't have, I thought this wouldn't matter, you know, like one color clip and a different color nib and a different color band. You know, as long as they match and it looks like a whole complete package, it doesn't really matter. I've got without, you know, trims, all the safaris. I think all the safaris. No, that's not true. My violet one has a violet clip. But these are just general black, silver, or sometimes the special editions are colored to go with them. I think I had the red one that was also red clipped. Is my cream one cream clip? Oh, it is. Look at that. But it goes with the pen. So if it goes with the pen, it doesn't bother me. I don't really think about it. This goes with it because it's silver. This one has silver in it. It also has gold, so I could have gone either way on that one. What else is here? Oh, I have a few desk pens. I don't have a lot of desk pens. This one has rose gold. That looks gorgeous. Love it. As long as the nib matches, which it does, we're good to go, you know? So I could go any way on trim. I have one that has black trim. This Heinz pen. See, it has black trim and then it has a black nib. That looks really sharp. Would I have also liked it with silver? Sure. But it came with black, so it looks good. I don't mind it. I could go either way. It doesn't matter. Both. Posted or unposted? Well, have you ever seen me write posted? Maybe like once or twice if I used a teeny tiny pen. Unposted. I'm unposted all the way. Internal piston filler or cartridge converter. It's so much easier to clean these guys. This is a very awkward angle. I'm pretty strongly in the cartridge converter camp now. Ink samples, ink bottles. Actually, I really enjoy having bottled inks. It's much cheaper per milliliter. I tend to do a lot more research before I buy a bottle, so I'm sure I will like that color. You can pick up used bottles for even better price sometimes, or Atlas will have bottled inks on sale. The price per mil is just so much better, and then I'm not afraid to use it. This is actually my most recent ink right here. I picked it up off of Amazon for $11. Yeah, I did. This is also an Amazon ink from last summer, I think it was. It was like $8 for 60 mils. Really nice teal. I mean, you know, this one was only a few dollars too, I think, on Amazon. I do pick up some inks on Amazon. And then when I pick up samples, it tends to be like random bundles of stuff. Or this one came in a swap, and one of the inks spilled all over it, so it's kind of colored. This one also came in a grouping where there was a spilled one. This one I may have... No, I didn't. I have not ordered samples from Vanessa, I don't think. This was also in that big random collection. So is this one. Yeah. So it's a good way to try different inks, but I'm like, oh, I like this color, and I look it up online, and it's $1 per mil. So no, we will find something else that matches you, or we'll mix our own, or do something like that. But yeah, bottled inks are so much cheaper per mil. I cannot justify the price of the samples. So bottled inks, subtle pens or flashy pens. We touched on this a little bit down here with the limited edition and standard edition. I like the availability of standard edition pens, but subtle versus flashy, this is my most subtle pen. Probably almost guaranteed. This is my most subtle pen. You saw the ones from earlier, right? I think most people would consider this quite flashy. Banus, everyone considers Banus flashy. Yeah, I like big pens. This is probably one of my more subtle pens, but it's a custom, like a maker resin, I don't know. I just like my pens, and I don't want them to be super boring. I want them to be, oh, here we go. Here's another like boring one, but I added bling at the end, so I don't know. I like them to be pretty. This was the one area of my life where I said, I want my pens to be pretty. Here are some that could be inked. So you can judge. Is this boring? Like, is this subtle or is this flashy? Really nice flecked acrylic down here. Red and white. Basically, it's like a burgundy. And then it has a black ebonite cap. This is a warmer feel to this urushi. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It is similar, but it has a little bit more of an acrylic feel. The urushi does. Yeah, this is a little bit grippier, a little bit like warmer and rubbery, a little more rubbery. And this is a little more plastic, acrylic, smooth. They're both very nice. Yeah, it's more like this. This one's not as smooth though, with the little flecks. Like, you can feel this one more than the one that was right beside it. I'm running into things because I can't see see my drawers beyond my camera. Okay, yeah, like this one's really smooth. This one you can feel the bits that are in there. Yeah, but this is colder and this is warmer, like the ebonite. It's so different. Like, it's so unique. It's lovely. It's so nice. We're gonna go with flashy pens though. Is this subtle? Is this flashy? I don't know. Depends on how you define it, but I think generally people would say I have flashy pens. Ink window or no ink window? Well, considering none of the pens I've showed you have an ink window, you probably can guess. I do not care if it has an ink window. If it's still in the collection, it writes well enough to write if there's ink in there. And if it's not writing, then there's no ink. So there we go. Twist cap or snap cap? Well, I expected this to be a twist cap. I do have snap caps, but I generally write with twist caps. My exceptions are this travel pouch, where I pretty much, I think this is my only screw cap in here. See, look, that does have a purple clip. I remembered correctly. Snap cap. See, I should have remembered. I used this and the purple one I just stole the converter from like a day or two ago. I know they're snap caps. I just totally forgot. Snap cap, snapped and posted, snap and posted. And then this is also snap. This is a Bailey Light. So I enjoy that for like the quick notes and such that I'm doing with the travel pens, but I think I expect my like really nice journaly type pens to be twist cap, which is why when this came in and I was like, oh, that's so beautiful and it's going to be a journal type pen, I expected it to be a twist cap, even though I know the shooting star is a pull cap. And I'm not gravitated to the clickers. So I think we're going to go with the twist cap, even though, I don't know, my gut says twist cap. Gold or steel nibs, I don't care. I much rather prefer based on like what it writes like, as we have here number 10. And I do tend to lean toward custom grinds. I do also enjoy a fine nib though. Doesn't matter if it's gold or steel. No. But if it is a gold nib, I would like it to be softer. It doesn't really matter. Softer gold or a special steel grind. Either way, I don't care. I will take both. Yes, I will take both. Planner or journaler? Planner by day, journaler by occasion. Haven't used either of the papers. We already talked about the gold nib. So shade, sheen, or shimmer hasn't changed since 5 minutes ago. So if I have to pick one, shimmer would be the top. Shade would be second, especially if it's yellow-orange. A sheen, no. It takes way too long to dry. Don't need shade. Brand name pens or maker pens? Maker pens. Have you noticed the size of these? Again, size. Tend to be smaller. Like even this is smaller. So we use it here because then you can not touch. This is not comfortable. So this is great. I use the other ones the same way. Unless it has a nice big grip section like this, I pretty much hold all my pens here. This is too big on that one. But see how this and here are like the same? Perfect. So there we go. Maker pens. I can get closer to my actual size. So I do favor maker pens. I have some standard ones, like some Safaris and those Banus. But if I had to pick one over the other, maker pens. Limited edition or standard edition, I like the availability. Availability of standard, and I like the color options in limited edition. Why can't they just have pretty standard ones? I don't know. Demonstrator or non-demonstrator? I don't have any demonstrator pens. I don't even have translucent pens. I do not want to see through my pen. Never tried a TWSBI, don't want a TWSBI. We're going to go non-demonstrator. And I know Papa J has some beautiful that are like floral and they kind of look like wedding pens, veiled, you know, and I tend to call those lingerie pens. Some of them are prettier than others. And I appreciate the floral like signature that he's got going on. But I just don't think they're for me. New pens or used pens? I buy both. Let's see. Used. New. Used. Clearance. Does that count as new or used? I think if I had to go strictly like counting these as new, even though they were on clearance, it's about 50-50. If we count my clearance pens as used pens, it's stronger for the used pens then, of course. But I think we're about 50-50 right now, so I will circle both. Pen and ink match or anything goes. If it doesn't match, how are you going to know what's in there? And I struggled when I put ink in this one because I was like, what am I going to put in here? Will this be my brown pen? I don't know, maybe. Will it be like Golden Sands? But that's shimmery. I probably can't put shimmer in this. I already have a pen set up with the shading, yellow-orange shading ink that I really like. And I expect it to be in that pen. So, yeah, I just put purple because I like purple and everything. But how am I going to remember what's in here? I have no clue. Is the purple going to last? Probably not. I will likely go with a brown. Maybe this will be my orange pen. I don't know. Once I figure it out, it'll be that way forever. But sometimes it takes me a while. We're talking like, you know, a year or two, or maybe I haven't even figured it out yet and I've had the pen for a couple of years. But generally speaking, they match. Because otherwise, I cannot remember what's in there. If you have a great recommendation for this, it does write quite finely. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I would be open to ink recommendations. Vintage versus modern. Technically, I have a vintage pen. It's an Esterbrook J with a 2048, I think, nib on it. Something like that. It's one of the more rare ones. Not like impossible to find, but it is more rare than like a 9556. It's just so small. I also have had two of the Waterman 52s. Here's the body right here. I have a second body. Oh, I forgot about this one. This is the Waterman 92. Oh, that has a great little nib. Here's the other 52. And 52s are bigger than the 92, if I remember correctly. Yes. But, and they're not even, the 52s aren't even the same. But they're so tiny. There's no holding it back further and getting a bigger grip. So these just are painful. So that's why I don't have nibs in them. I have the nibs. This one's ebonite. But they're not in here. Because they're so ridiculously small. Look how uncomfortable that is. Yeah. Another one that's too small, and I don't know that you'd consider it vintage. It's maybe a little older, but is one I bought for the nib, like these guys bought for the nib, is this one. Yeah, it's more of a full-size, regular, standard, you know, general pen, and I love the little star so much more than I thought I would. This is a Mont Blanc 146. Yes, it has a crack here. This part doesn't work. I took the nib out of it, and I had to get a tool. Yeah, I know. But even this, it's better than those last ones, but there's really nothing to go up with, I guess, if I held it like way back here, because I still want to feel it there in my hand. So I guess I could make that work. It feels too small, though. I want to have it at least that much in my hand, and this is just too tiny. So this ended up being smaller than I thought it would be, but the nib is really nice, and I have plans for it. So that's my problem with the vintage pens. Modern. I'm not used to writing standing or with the book like away from me. So anyway, that's that. That was fun. Told you I could do it really fast though. You watched the whole thing? Yep, that was just confirmation of my short answers. Now it's in here. I've actually taken the time to do it. I think you're really going to like this. It has a beautiful feel to it. And I will never forget, again, it's Snap Cap. Honey. All right. That's all. Thanks for joining me at the table today. I'll see you again whenever I see you. Summer is very busy, so take care. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.